How you doing, guys? We're back for another cider review. Almost said beer review. That's how liquored I'm getting here. It is day 5 for you in the cider week. It is the 5th cider in a row for me in about 3 hours and a little bit of change. Now we have a Canadian cider, Canadian-made cider. Some people might not realize it, but Nova Scotia actually has a nice little fostering craft cider industry going on. This is Bulwark, traditional craft cider, and you see you got a schooner ship on there. I assume that's what that is. 100% natural fresh pressed apples. 5.8% alcohol by volume. This is made in Nova Scotia, the Cider House of Nova Scotia, it says. This is Bulwark Originals, a handcrafted traditional cider that is dry, crisp, and refreshing. It's made with 100% fresh pressed apples from the famed Annapolis Valley in Nova Scotia, Canada, which I live in. Settlers first started growing apples in the 1600s. They have a blending of 5 different apple varieties in this one. They suggest you could combine it with many fine dishes, although they don't specify what dishes. It says it contains sulfates, gluten-free. Most ciders are gluten-free. I don't think there are any ciders really that aren't gluten-free. Product of Canada. Merwin Estate Wines Limited, New Ross, Nova Scotia actually does these. So we're going to open it up, we're going to pour it, and we're going to see what we think of it. Traditional cider, traditional craft cider at that, from my home province, and actually my home area of that province, the Annapolis Valley. 5.8%, like I said before. No real head. It is carbonated, but you know, there's no head there going. Golden straw color. I'm assuming there's no added color to this at all. I think that color is perfectly natural for what they did to actually make the cider. So I'm just assuming. I don't really know. It could be colored. I don't know, but I'm assuming it's not. So we'll go to the aroma. It's a very sweet apple smell. It smells, almost smells like they must have added extra sugar to it. I don't know if they did or not. Again, I'm not quite sure. I'm definitely getting a fresh apple smell there. Very, very fresh apple smell. And it smells like they've added extra sugar to this after it fermented or whatever, right? It smells like an apple wine. It really does. So we'll go right to the taste now. It smells fine. Doesn't smell too bad. Oh, nice. Again, I was saying in the last one how every one of the ciders I've done this week have been unique in some way. And this one's no different. This has an amazingly nice tart apple aftertaste. You get the sweetness up front. Again, I don't know if there's added sugar to this or not. I don't know, but it's a very sweet apple right up front. And then there's a direct aftertaste of this tartness, and it tastes very much like just biting into a real apple. Like biting into an actual apple is not usually this sweet from the initial front of the taste, but in the back, the actual finish of this, very much like a real apple. Like it's got that real acidic tartness to it in the very back. That's very nice, actually. I think that's what, honestly, I think that's what some of those more bigger commercial ciders try to do. They try to simulate that with their that sulfury taste that sometimes just doesn't pan out as anything good. Here it works. It tastes natural. They might have not even sugared it up. I don't know. There's definitely some apples out there that are that sweet, I imagine. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that this is probably totally craft. You know, it's not, there's no trickery going on at all. And it has nothing to do with like Annapolis Valley bias or anything like that. Like, don't be fooled. I'm not a nationalist. I don't give a fuck that I'm from Canada or Nova Scotia or whatever. That sort of stuff doesn't really mean anything to me. So that is so good. I actually really like that. There's a nice dryness to the finish. That sweetness has died away now that I've been drinking on it a lot more. Just the initial couple tastes, it seemed a little too sweet, but now it's settling down quite a bit. And take into account the fact that I'm a guy who really doesn't like apples at all. I'm not a big apple fan at all, but I'm actually really enjoying these ciders quite a bit. So, and I'm actually surprising myself here, you know. Maybe it's just the fact that I'm getting really drunk too. That might have something to do with it, but who knows? But yeah, Bulwark traditional craft cider from here in Nova Scotia. I actually have to give that a thumbs up. That's a solid thumbs up, man. That's actually really good. It just occurred to me a little while ago. I was sitting here drinking one of the previous cider, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? I've been thinking of stuff that I could send to the albino rhino, and it's like, duh, he reviews ciders. I should probably get him a couple of ciders here from Nova Scotia. Send them his way. So if you're watching there, Rhino, you're probably going to get a couple of these, just so you know. And yeah, that'll be it. Thumbs up for Bulwark. Good stuff. We will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye.